Lena locked her doors every night at exactly 9 p.m. It wasn't paranoia. It was routine. She had developed the habit years earlier, back when she first moved into the apartment complex. A 3-story building tucked between a closed-down grocery store and a strip of small offices. Nothing dramatic had ever happened there. No break-ins. No police tape. No neighborhood warnings. Still, 9 p.m. meant locks. Front door. Deadbolt. Chain. Then she'd check the hallway light through the peephole, make sure it was off, and finally relax. Except one night, she didn't. That night started normally enough. Lena came home late from work, shoes kicking off near the door, phone balanced between shoulder and ear as she talked to her sister. She reheated leftovers, scrolled mindlessly, half watching a show she'd already seen. By the time the call ended, it was almost 10:30. She glanced at the door. The locks didn't even register. She went to bed. At 3:12 a.m., Lena was pulled out of sleep by a sound she didn't recognize. Not a noise. A voice. Someone is in the hallway. Her smart speaker. Flat. Calm. Neutral. Lena blinked, disoriented, staring at the dark ceiling. "What?" she mumbled. She laughed softly to herself, rolling onto her side. "Okay," she whispered. "That's creepy." She assumed it was a glitch. The device misfired sometimes. Random weather updates. Phantom alarms. She reached for her phone to check the time. 3:12 a.m. Then the hallway light turned on. The thin line of light slid beneath her bedroom door. And Lena stopped laughing. She sat up slowly, heart beginning to thud against her ribs. The hallway light was motion activated. It didn't turn on by itself. She held her breath and listened. No footsteps. No voices. Just the low hum of electricity and her own pulse in her ears. "Hello," she called, her voice barely louder than a whisper. No response. She slipped out of bed and crept toward the bedroom door, careful not to make a sound. Her hand hovered inches from the handle when she froze. Because someone was breathing. Not inside her room. Outside it. Slow. Measured. Close enough that she could hear the soft rise and fall, as if whoever it was had their face turned toward the crack beneath the door. Lena backed away, every nerve screaming. Her phone shook in her hand as she unlocked it, thumb slipping on the screen. She dialed 911. The call connected instantly. "Yes," she whispered. "Someone is in my apartment. Ma'am, are you in immediate danger?" "I think," she swallowed. "I think someone is standing outside my bedroom door." There was a pause. "Can you leave the room safely?" "No." "Are your doors locked?" Lena's stomach dropped. She couldn't remember. She pictured the front door in her mind. The deadbolt. The chain. Nothing came. I don't know," she said. "Stay where you are," the dispatcher instructed. "Officers are on the way." The breathing stopped. Lena squeezed her eyes shut, every muscle rigid. Then came a sound she would replay in her head for years afterward. A shift of weight. Not footsteps, just the subtle creak of floorboards responding to someone leaning closer to the door. She pressed the phone to her ear, shaking. "I think he knows I'm awake," she whispered. The dispatcher stayed calm, kept her talking, counting minutes. Then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the hallway light clicked off. Darkness swallowed the space beneath the door. The air felt wrong, too still. "Ma'am," the dispatcher said. "Do you hear anything now?" Lena listened. Nothing. No breathing. No movement. Only the faint ringing in her ears. Police arrived 7 minutes later. 7 minutes that felt like an hour. When they knocked, Lena didn't move until they identified themselves twice. She opened the bedroom door slowly, half expecting to see someone standing there. The hallway was empty. The front door was unlocked. No chain. No deadbolt. The officers searched the apartment thoroughly. No sign of forced entry. No sign of anyone hiding. "Do you have security cameras?" one of them asked. Lena nodded, pointing toward the small camera mounted in the corner of the hallway, angled toward the bedrooms. They reviewed the footage together. At 3:11 a.m., the camera activated. The hallway light flicked on, and a man stepped into view. He was already inside the apartment. He stood just outside Lena's bedroom door, facing it, not moving. For 1 hour and 9 minutes, he remained there. No pacing, no shifting, no phone, no attempt to open the door. Just standing, listening. The footage showed Lena's bedroom light turning on briefly, her phone screen illuminating the room. The man leaned forward slightly, as if responding. At 4:20 a.m., police sirens became faintly audible in the distance. At 4:21, the man turned, walked calmly down the hallway, and left through the front door. Seconds later, officers entered the apartment. They never found him. No fingerprints. No neighbors who recognized him. No prior break-ins that matched the behavior. The report labeled it unlawful entry, suspect unknown. Lena didn't sleep in her apartment again for weeks. When she finally returned, she replaced every lock, installed new cameras, added alarms, changed routines. Still, some nights, she wakes up to a familiar sound. Footsteps, stopping just outside her bedroom door, even when she's not home. In the days after the break-in, Lena couldn't stop watching the footage. She watched it in the mornings, at night, with the lights on, frame by frame. The man never looked at the camera, not once. His head was angled toward her bedroom door the entire time, his posture unnervingly relaxed. No tension in his shoulders. No hesitation. Whoever he was, he didn't appear rushed. Investigators noticed the same thing. "This isn't burglary behavior," one detective told her. "This is observation." They believed he hadn't broken in randomly. There were no forced locks, no damaged door frames, no signs of a struggle anywhere else in the apartment. Instead, they suspected something far more unsettling. He had entered when the door was unlocked, which meant he hadn't broken in. He had walked in. The realization settled into Lena's chest like a weight. She replayed the night in her mind, coming home late, distracted, exhausted. The phone call with her sister. The automatic motions she didn't complete. One forgotten habit. One unlocked door. And someone had been close enough to hear her breathe. Police canvassed the building again. A few residents remembered seeing a man loitering weeks earlier, standing near the stairwell, sitting on the steps late at night. No one thought much of it at the time. He never knocked on doors, never spoke, never caused trouble. He just watched. The footage revealed something else. At exactly 3:10 a.m., 1 minute before the smart speaker activated, the man tilted his head slightly, as if listening. Experts reviewing the device logs confirmed something chilling. The speaker hadn't malfunctioned. It had detected movement in the hallway, and spoken out loud. The warning Lena almost laughed off may have been the only reason she survived. Weeks passed. Then months. The man was never identified. No DNA. No fingerprints. No matching incidents in nearby buildings. But Lena's life didn't go back to normal. Because the fear didn't fade when the danger passed. It moved in. She jumped at sounds. Slept lightly. Learned every creak of her floors. She kept the bedroom door locked now, something she'd never done before. Then came the footsteps. The first time, she was staying with a friend across town. She woke at 2:47 a.m. to the sound of someone walking down a hallway. She sat up, confused. She wasn't home. Still, the sound felt familiar. Measured. Stopping just outside where her bedroom door would have been. She didn't sleep again that night. It happened again a week later, this time while she was awake. Alone. In her apartment. She sat on the couch, lights on, TV muted. Then she heard it. A single footstep. Outside her bedroom. She froze. Listened. Nothing followed. She checked the cameras. Empty hallway. Front door locked. Chain secured. No alerts. No footage. Nothing. Police told her it could be trauma-induced hypervigilance. A common response after near-fatal encounters. Her mind filling in patterns. But Lena wasn't convinced. She began researching. Obsessively. She found similar cases buried in forums and old news articles. People who reported someone entering their homes silently, standing motionless, watching. In some cases, the intruder left without touching anything. In others, they didn't. One detail appeared again and again. The intruders almost always left before police arrived. As if they were listening for sirens. As if they knew exactly how long they had. Let me ask you something. If your smart device warned you that someone was inside your home, would you trust it immediately, or would you assume it was a glitch? Lena made changes that probably saved her life. She moved. Quietly. No social media posts. No goodbyes. No public address changes. She upgraded her security system, added window sensors, motion detectors, and replaced her smart speaker with a system that never spoke out loud. She varied her routines. Different routes. Different schedules. She learned how predators think. And most importantly, she learned that survival doesn't always look like fighting back. Sometimes, it looks like not being there at all. Months later, police contacted her again. A man had been arrested in another city for trespassing and unlawful entry. His behavior pattern was eerily similar, entering unlocked homes late at night, standing silently near bedrooms, leaving without taking anything. They couldn't prove it was him. But Lena didn't need proof. She had already seen his face in the dark. She had already heard his breathing. Today, Lena is alive. She sleeps behind locked doors. She trusts her instincts. And she never assumes safety is automatic. Because the most dangerous moments don't always come with noise. Sometimes, they come quietly. And wait. If stories like this make you more aware, more prepared, and more alert to the dangers that hide in ordinary moments, subscribe to the channel. These are real survival lessons hidden inside true stories. And sometimes, knowing what almost happened is what keeps it from happening to you.